Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Berwick, where we are here today for the games against Albion Rovers and Cowdenbeath. Now, yesterday, I forgot to put the camera back on. It wasn't there for the whole of the second game. Oops. It is back today. It is here. Look, hi, I'm here. So, we have changed the system. I mentioned this yesterday, and yeah, we've gone to a 4-3-3. Stone, Murray and O'Kane make up the midfield three. Lavery and Willis are on the wings, Scott up top, and the back four is unchanged. The back five, I guess. But I'm hoping this is what can unlock Sedwin Scott, because as you can see, he is a 5-star player, and I really want him to stop playing up to that potential, which I think he can play at. I'm going to take John Neal off the bench. He's not a terrible player. Actually, no. John Neal's going to come back on the bench, and Daryl Healy's going to come off. But he is a winger, actually. So Daryl Healy's going to come back, and John Neal's going to go back off. But he is a... yeah, I'm doing it. He's not played badly when he's played, but he's just not very good. He just doesn't strike me as being very good, so I'm keeping him off. So let's submit the team and let's get into this. Hopefully no technical difficulties today. So they're playing with a 4-5-1. We are away, so it doesn't tend to make too much of a difference. All the teams seem to have the same pitch. It's very strange. But hopefully we can manage to pull something out of the bag here, as we will passionately say we owe Albion Rovers. A couple of players look motivated, as you can see there, and look, I remembered to turn it back on this time. So let's get stuck into the game and let's see if this new system can try and unlock us a couple of goals. Well, this has happened again. We're at half time. There wasn't a highlight, so it hasn't changed that. However, they've not had a single shot or a single shot on target. The play's been mostly ours, and yeah, we seem to be shutting them out. We just can't really do anything. So let's be aggressive, and that seems harsh actually. We've not conceded a shot. Let's say we've been unlucky. The play's been all ours, and as you can see, a few of them look switched on from that. I remember to turn it back on. Don't worry, I am back. Hello. And hopefully, in this second half, this is where they start to tire and our chances can get a little bit better and we can get something past them. Okay, so we're 70 minutes in and absolutely nothing has happened all game. So something has to change here, and I think it's going to be Aaron Morrell coming on up top. Sedwin Scott on a 6.1, not good enough at all. 6.0 now, actually, as you can see there. And yeah, it's not good enough. So I'm bringing on Morrell as a poacher, try and create something a little bit more. And yeah, let's see if we can get into it. Is anyone else playing particularly poorly? Not really. The wingers aren't playing fantastically. Paul Willis may be a candidate to come off soon, actually, but not yet, I don't think. We'll keep it going for now. We'll confirm these changes and see if this has any effect on the game. As there is a throw-in, it is in their favour, though, but we immediately pick up the ball. Adams, I thought that was going into our own net, I'm not going to lie. Adams runs out with it, gives it to Kinnaird. Why was that a highlight? Well, they have a free kick in what can unofficially be called the most boring game of Football Manager ever. They run past. Adams just about keeps it out. A shot which he probably should have saved. It was literally straight at him. And, well, they have a corner late in the game. 3 minutes left to play. And are they ever going to take it? Yes, they are. With that adverse to highlights, they're not even going to take corners. As Lavery's on the ball, it just fades out, though. And with 2 minutes left to play, we have a free kick. Willis out on this side. Goes in towards Murray. Can't quite find one of our men, though. And if we can try and build something from this, there is still 30 seconds to play. Adamson lumps it forward to Lavery, Murray, O'Kane. Come on, keep working it. Let's try and find a goal. He gets brought down. And it looks like this is... oh, maybe not. There are still seconds. Seconds on the clock. And yeah, this is just going to fade out. I don't think anything's coming from this, as our midfield three just sort of pass it around. And that is full time. It is another point on the board. And we were largely dominant in the match. It's just a shame that we don't really see a lot of it because there's just a lack of highlights. If I go out there and say you're unlucky, I think they'll be okay with that. Yeah, they are, as you can see. Turn the camera back on. And again, it's a point on the board, which isn't bad, against the side in 6th as well, which, you know, it's a couple of decent results. If you look at it on paper, we've just drew to Edinburgh City and Albion Rovers, who are quite a little bit above us. The problem is we really do need to start getting some wins under our belt. Otherwise, the only team Edinburgh City have beat is us, actually, on the first game of the season. So we're not that terrible, but we do really need to start picking up some wins, and Cowdenbeath is going to be a difficult game to do it, currently in 2nd. Let's see, when we get there, if that will be possible. Okay, so we are here for the game against Cowden Beef. We are going out with exactly the same lineup because I don't think we played badly, and a few of the players who normally underperform actually did quite well. Lloyd Kinnaird in particular played quite well, along with Craig Murray, who's new to the side, obviously. He's not really a player who underperforms. But yeah, they had good games, and all in all, it wasn't a bad game from us, so I'm going with the same lineup. Cowden Beef are a very good side in this league. They are second in the league, and anything against them today would be a massive positive. You can see they're playing this 4-1-3-2 again, and all in all, I'm expecting this to be quite a difficult game. So, performance to cheer for? Performance to cheer for. Darren Lavery loves it. No one else really seems to care. And I'm just pulling back up my recording software so I can double check that my camera's on. I don't want any repeats of yesterday. So, oh, this is all getting a bit tasty from the start. I faded out, but it, something happened at least. Not only are we rubbish, we're really boring. They've got a throw in here then. Talbot throws it in. Wilson heads out, but they are still in possession of the ball. We completely miss it. They strike, hit the post. It goes out for a corner, and they're going to whip it in. Malcolm, headed out by Wilson. Can we maybe counter-attack? No. Mortimer plays it back to Malcolm. It's deflected. We are now in possession, and we are looking to counter-attack. Willis pushes up the right flank. Can he get across into the box? He can, sort of. It's a corner. I thought that was terrible. It's a corner. Can we capitalise from it? Scott, gonna take it. Selwyn Scott, our target man, takes the corner. It goes out to Richie, but not to any avail. Scott now back on the ball. He gets tackled as the highlight fades out. We had action in the first half. We had a highlight, and we've got another one. Scott puts it in. O'Kane on the ball on the edge of the area. Gives it to Murray. Back to O'Kane. We're working it okay here. Todd, forward to Stowe. Takes it forward, strikes, and it just goes wide. I thought that was going to whistle in there, but they have a goal kick. For action-packed first half, and it's us again. Lavery on the ball, gives it to Murray, forward. It's Willis. He strikes, and it's in. We lead against Cowden Beef. A 35th minute goal from Paul Willis, his fourth of the season, his first that wasn't from the penalty spot. And yeah, it's a beautiful ball here. I don't know who played it in. Lavery knocks it back to Murray. Look at that, absolutely on a plate. And then this strike, the jumping volley. Ah, it's lovely stuff. Who are we? This isn't Berwick. Barcelona. I shouldn't say that when they have a corner. I've jinxed it. It's 1-1. Cowden Beef. I compared us to Barcelona, and we've conceded there. That's what's just happened. Yes, I may have compared us to one of the best teams in the world, and we concede immediately. Not great. And it would have been lovely to be leading into the first half. We don't even normally see a highlight though. I'm just glad we scored. We scored a goal in open play. Oh, it's lovely. I'm happy with your performance. Keep it up. They all love it. Look at it. They look delighted, extremely delighted. It's beautiful. Start the second half. Let's get it underway immediately. It deflected off their player too. It's not just us who it happens to. The referee tries to intercept a pass. This is going very forward. Oh, don't get sent off. Okay. It's just a half-time highlight, but there is one immediately following. Malcolm to Mosh. Can we win it back here? It looked like we were going to for a second there, but not quite. Buchanan. They've got Art Attack out on this right-hand side as we completely miss a tackle. They whip it in. Renton, Marsh, and it is 2-1, and I feel kind of hard done by, I'm not going to lie. It's a good strike, it has to be said, but the tackle here by, I think that was Adamson. Come here. Yeah, it was. It's just misses by a mile, and then the cross is good. Headed down by Renton quite cleverly, and struck by Marsh well, straight past Adams, who dives the wrong way. Yeah, we're 2-1 down. Still time, though. Still time to pull back another goal in this game. They have a free kick here, then. Dunbar lumps it up. Kinnaird knocks it down, but they are in possession. Malcolm plays it into Renton, who takes the strike, and it is an absolute rocket that whistles in off the post. Malcolm's done a lot this game. He's not scored, but he's been very quietly good. And it's a poor header by Kinnaird, it has to be said. There were about 3 men in the middle here who it could have gone to. Didn't find any of them, though. Renton picks it up. It's an absolutely amazing strike. Flies straight into the net, and we are 3-1 down against a side who I said was going to be difficult to beat. 64 minutes in here, then, and I'm going to make a change. I'm just not quite sure who for. Lavery and Scott both playing very poorly. I think Morrell's going to come on, or Morrell? I'm not quite sure. He's going to come on up front either way. And I'm thinking Gary Phillips. He's not great there, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to back my own decision here. I think Gary Phillips out on this left-hand side, you know, he can play down the left. He's just a bit further forward. He'll be fine. Don't panic. 70 minutes in. Time is whistling away here. I've said the word whistle a lot today. Not a word that's normally in my vocabulary. But yeah, there's only 10 minutes left now, and we just cannot create anything, as we've said many times. But we do have a throw-in. Stowe to Wilson. Come on, push forward here. Kane to Murray. Can we find a late goal and potentially a late comeback? Wilson, O'Kane, Kinnaird. Come on, we need a chance. We can't just pass it around like this late into the game. Kinnaird, Murray. Oh, out onto the right here. It's Adamson in space. Phillips, put a cross in. Somebody. Oh my God, after all that we lose out. Wilson lumps it forward. If this is their highlight, Kinnaird tries some nonsense, loses the ball, they strike and miss. The fact that that was their highlight annoys me enough. What Kinnaird just did is beyond anybody's imagination. And, well, after all that excitement of going 1-0 up, it looks like we are just going to suffer a 3-1 defeat. And why is there so much time left? Why is this highlight started so early? Surely it's just the end of game highlight, right? There's not going to be another goal, right? No. So why did that start so early? That's just weird. Kinnaird here plays it forward, and that is going to be... That said Scullion. It's not our Scullion. He's a centre-back. But their Scullion's a centre-back, I should say, not ours. He's a striker. But it's fair to say here that we were pretty thoroughly dominated, and it seems, again, the strikers and defence, or the forwards and defence, were at the main fault. Selwyn Scott, if you just look here... let me get off this screen. Selwyn Scott with a 6.1. He had a 6.0 in the last game. He's rated very highly, but he's not putting in the performances. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. He's looking switched off there. It's just not good enough. I expect better from him, really. He's meant to be one of our better players. He's meant to be our best player, in theory, and he's not really displaying that. But a couple of positives today, right? So let's go and look at them. Let's go to the schedule, and we've picked up a couple of points in these last few games, which is a couple of draws, but Albion Rovers are quite far ahead of us in the league. It's a good point either way. And Cowdenbeath are a much better side than us. There's no real shame in losing to it, despite going up early and having the excitement of a potential win. We scored a goal in open play. I mean, it happens. When was the last time you saw a goal in open play? Selwyn Scott, when we beat Queen's Park 2 months ago. Wow. Action-packed here at Berwick. What's that stadium called? I'm not sure I know. What is that stadium called? Hampden Park. Okay, cool. So, we will be back tomorrow for games against Stirling and Annan. We're going to be sticking with this system purely because I think more happens with it. I just think we create more chances and it's more interesting to watch. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least it'll work. You know, it wasn't working anyway and it was boring. Let's try and be a bit more interesting when things don't work. That is going to be the end of this video then, and we will be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5:30 PM, for games against Stirling and Annan, or you can use the subscribe function to get that into your feed. If you have any feedback, please leave that into the comments below. I like the double feed there, sorry. It just sort of rolled off the tongue quite nicely. Yeah, please leave that in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your day.